in your world are very short-sighted, as we put it, because they've become so entrenched in the material, so entrenched in the physical world, that they have lost sight of many, many wonderful things. And there are truly many wonderful things, as we mentioned in our reading about the fairies, the little people. And if you go overseas, in some of your other countries, and many of you have always seen, read, and heard about in Ireland of the little people and the pots of gold and so on and so on. And everybody thinks it's a delightful fairy tale, a delightful story, just something pleasant to think about and hear. What they fail to understand is many of these things are not fantasy, they are actual, they are real. And people have lost that ability to see beyond right here, right now, what they're doing. Even the Indians that lived in this country long before any of you, they knew and understood that there was a direct, distinct connection between them, the Father, and nature. Of course, they referred to him as the Great White Spirit, but it was still the Father, Mother, God. And they knew and understood many things about the world and life that today has been lost, hidden, or people just refuse to believe it because it's a fairy tale. And you have all heard many times people that have gardens or flowers, and some will say, oh, I talk to mine, I do this and that. And it's amazing that everybody, oh yeah, sure, and on the way they go. But if they would stop and try it, they would notice a miraculous change. And if you're ever in doubt, buy 2 plants, 2 flowers, 2 whatever. Take and water one and make sure it's taken very good care of, talk to it, do whatever you want to with it. The other one, just leave it set and occasionally water and ignore it and see which one lives and which one dies. Everybody will say, oh sure, you watered this plant more than that one, that's the reason. No, it's not. You can both give them both the same amount of water every time you do it. One will still die, one will live. Because no matter what it is, whether it's a chair you're sitting on, whether it's this here, whether it's your car, whether it's the roof over your head, everything is living. If it didn't live, it wouldn't exist. And that's a hard comprehension for anyone. But if you watch some of your scientific programs, read some of your books and things, it tells you in there they put this under the microscope, that under the microscope. And oh, it's amazing what they see going on. Well, if there's nothing going on, they can't see anything. If it's dead, there is no life. And yet people can't wrap their mind around facts such as these. They don't understand. They don't try to understand. And just like everybody talks about angels, but you look around you, you don't see an angel every instant you look somewhere. You don't see an angel standing there looking at you, but yet a lot of people believe in angels. So what's the difference? There is none. But yet in your world, it's a rule. You can believe in angels, but if you believe in fairies and little people, you need to see a doctor. Something must be wrong with you. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with anyone. It's just they have a broader view, a greater understanding of how God created the world and put man in it. They have the understanding there is much more to life than just here you are, existing. There are many wonderful, beautiful things. And if you ever have the chance or the opportunity to be off somewhere by yourself, sit by a lake and be alone, sit in the woods all by yourself, still your mind. Stop thinking about everything. Make your mind be quiet. Just look around you and begin to search and look at the things that's there. And little by little, gradually you'll begin to feel something. You'll begin to know and understand who and what you are. you'll find out you're communicating with God and everything in His world. And it's a wonderful feeling. It shows you great insight, gives you great understanding, and will give you information beyond your wildest belief. And people have a problem, and the main problem is they ask a question. They want to know something. They're saddened, they're unhappy, or whatever the case may be. But they don't sit down and give the Father and their forces time to give them answers, to work with them, to help them solve whatever it is. They want everything right now handed to them, put in their hands. They don't want to work for it. They don't want to think about it. They don't want to do it. And that's where man is today in your world. They have lost all sight of each and every one except themselves. They have lost the ability to enjoy God's world. They have lost the ability to live according to God's divine plan and nature. They have lost the ability to communicate with each and everything. You go out in the woods and stand and be quiet, or sit, whichever you prefer, and wait a little while, and it isn't long. There'll be animals coming by you, looking at you, going on their way, living their life, doing their thing. They don't run up and jump on you and attack you. Same way with everything else. Everything is in its place, doing what it is to do. And it would stay that way if everyone could come to that conclusion. And it is the same with your life. Your life is there before you. But you all were given free will. You all have the right to choose, to make a choice, to live accordingly. And it is the same thing as you get up in the morning and go, shall I wear red or shall I wear green?